Lines this morning, and my panel is here, and let's start with the lady, the lovely lady in red, Rosa Bui, Deputy Organizing Secretary, ODM. Karibu sana. Next to her we have Bwana Paul Wamatangi. You may not really recognize him this morning because of the new look as a senator from Kiambu County. Well, are you sure your constituents can actually see you?
Well, it is not a permanent different look. I just decided that today I may want to see the people of God in a different shade. Well, one of my eyes don't really want to see them the way.
Yeah, you know, I see that you're one of them, and she's in red, so you can't even tell that she's in your party colors.
That's
amazing. You know, I'm extending a warm welcome to her. You know, she knows where the heart is. It's only the body. That's elsewhere.
On my left, we have Stephen Sang, Senator Nandi County, and Boni Khalwale, Senator from Kakamega County.
Thank you.
Now, quick look at the headlines this morning, and start with the Standard. Exposed 32 most tribalistic counties. The NCIC study reveals that 90% of those employed in 10 counties are from those regions' majority tribe. We'll be looking at that headline in a short while. The Star's chosen to headline with IEBC memo sparks fears over 2017 poll. The major challenge will be managing the acquisition and implementation of technology. However, this technology is yet to be acquired 10 months to the August 8th election date. And on the Daily Nation, teachers want salary tripled as talks start. NAT tells the Teacher Service Commission it wants lowest paid teacher to get 50,000 shillings and the highest to take home 290,000 shillings a month. Also on the front page of the Daily Nation, a plan to charge drivers using new highways. This is a very interesting story that you should read. Road users will pay. Actually, the story reads, road users will pay 5 shillings for every kilometer traveled from Mombasa to the Mau Summit interchange in Nakuru County to a private company if proposals made to the government are adopted. Now, under the proposal, which has to get cabinet and parliament approval before it can be effected, the firm will upgrade and maintain the key roads. The government will award a contract for between 25 and 30 years to the private company to upgrade the affected highways to dual carriageways, maintain and charge road users. And I know this is not a story that we can dwell on much because it's still on our proposal, but a quick reaction. What do you think this is the way to go, that we need to charge the motorists to actually help us develop and maintain the roads that we have currently, Senator Khalwale?
Kenya admitted some time back that we have moved into the middle income economy, and if that is the case, Kenyans must understand that all over the world roads are maintained in that manner. So it is something acceptable. What then I will be urging colleagues in the Senate and in the National Assembly is that we debate it soberly so that we don't make the charges prohibitive. There is everything to be gained from it, because then the roads will be better maintained, the roads will have proper road markings, I hope. But more importantly, Kenyans must know that where it is done, it is where roads are classified.
Yes. Like
you'll have lanes that, for example, are the Deca roads, where the vehicles move very fast. And then the other alternative roads are available for free, where the vehicles don't move as fast. And because of the current infrastructure in the country, we don't see that possibility. There would be no road available for somebody coming from Mombasa who doesn't wish to pay. Yeah.
So if you don't have the money, stay at home.
Yes. This is it.
Is it the way to go, really?
I think that is, if you look at world over, that is the direction of things.
Yes.
And one of the challenges that we face in this country is that we spend a lot of our resources going to the roads ministry to maintain roads instead of developing new roads. If we can work in this direction of, where maintenance of existing road infrastructure is through this kind of levies, then we can free the other resources to develop new roads. I think it is unfair in this country that, you keep on maintaining roads in a place that, in a region that people have those roads, and you deny many other Kenyans access to a tarmac road. So if we can go in this direction, it will ensure that we're able to expand our, road network in this country, free those resources to those new roads while we maintain the roads. And Fred, if you look at that cost, and I think that discussion of the quantum will be a matter of discussion within the Senate and the National Assembly. However, if you look at the cost being proposed vis-a-vis the wear and tear of using a road from Nairobi to, from Mombasa to Nairobi, a worn-out road, let me tell you, you will save a lot in paying this kind of a fee and having a properly maintained road for yourself. So I think that is the direction of
Kenyans are already overtaxed. Fuel levy, even the price of fuel, we are not paying as low as we should be paying because of the taxes. The margins that the government has to take to go into construction and maintenance of roads. Now you're saying moving from Mombasa to Nairobi, which is on average about 500 kilometers, at 5 shillings per kilometer, that's an extra 2,500 bob just to drive my car from Mombasa to Nairobi. Surely, is this the way to go?
I think I concur with what they've just said. But I know Kenyans are also very wary about charges like this because they are always worried about transparency and accountability. And guess what? We are going into an election year. So there's always something at the back of Kenyans. Is this a way of trying to raise funds to put in somebody's pocket for campaigns, you know? But if there's transparency and accountability and the money that's collected is put into good use, I think it's worth it in terms of maintaining our roads. I think it is worth it.
Senator Matangi, you agree as well?
Yeah, Fred, let's remember some times back, the memories of the toll stations are very clear on Kenyans' minds. We still have one standing in Gilgil, and although it doesn't collect money now,
causing a lot of traffic issues.
We had one, I remember those days I was working as a young man in the Rift Valley, in Kericho, and we had one in a place called Londiani. And you know one interesting thing, Fred, at that time when we introduced toll stations, the richest Kenyans those times were clerks at toll stations. You would go to a toll station and find the clerk who is collecting the toll next has built a big you know, boarding and lodging next to it, and they would come and park slick limousines somewhere near the toll station and walk to work. That's literally what happened, and that was one of the big contributors to toll stations being you know, done away with by government. And what I'm saying is that, yes, I agree. If you look the whole world over, you go to Japan and all other, you know, big economies, roads are maintained that way, as my colleagues have said. And I think this is the way to go for Kenyans. But we must make sure that we address these, you know, clearly, properly, and ensure that these monies go to that, you know, exact use. What Senator Sang was, Senator Harwale was saying is pretty correct. You see, for example, like if you look at the traffic between Mombasa Road at the airport to Westlands, you know, absolutely the first and top priority. And I say this because the other day I saw Governor Kidero saying that national government owes him, I think, about 13 billion. 62 billion. and you see, I would, and he was saying he was going to seek Senate's, you know, help to recover this money. I tell you, you know, dispassionately, that if he brought that motion to the floor of the House, I would support him 100%. Because if he got that kind of money, I would say this is how he would probably team up with the national government, build, you know, a road above the existing from the airport to Westlands. And if this happens, we must acknowledge, Fred, look at what we've done on roads since the Kibaki regime, and we must also appreciate and be grateful for the work done by Mzee Kibaki. This country has moved. I was driving the other day from the airport junction there on the Northern Bypass, Southern Bypass to Kikuyu. By the time you arrive somewhere past Kibera, as you approach Kikuyu, you can't believe you're in this country. It's just, you know, it's nice, it's good. So you can imagine if we spread that all over the country. And what we have to do as Kenyans, I would want to say, is that we appreciate when we have to go to our pockets to pay, to make sure that we get better services. That is the way to go.
Well, you know, my colleagues have spoken in Dimuli on the issue of corruption. The game changer on this is to understand the principle behind this. The principle is called concessioneering. This means civil servants will have nothing to do with that tolling. It will be a private person who will make sure that he controls his own corruption. All you want is once you pay a predetermined fee, then you'll get the service. I also hope, Senator Matangi, because the Jubilee Police traffic police is very corrupt.
There's no Jubilee traffic police. The police service. Then you come.
I hope that with this new idea, we will remove all police roadblocks. So that all the money that we waste giving these policemen, you know that I will pay 1,200 shillings from Mombasa to Nairobi, and you pay, and that's it. Instead of you stop at Mariakani, you pay the Jubilee Traffic Police. You move to Masaya, you pay. You reach Moi, you pay. You reach Mutitande, you pay.
This is a serious discussion on a national issue. You know, I mean, we will come to the politics of Jubilee and CORD, and as you can see, I'm fully prepared to see you in both lights and both states and deal with the issues of CORD and Jubilee.
But the police service is national. We will discuss the politics in a short while, and that's why I need us to move faster and move on from this. But the fact remains that if at all you've been spending maybe 5,000-6,000 shillings to fuel your car from Mombasa to Nairobi or vice versa, you'll need to add maybe 2,500 more just to travel one way. And if you return, another 2,500 more
on a safer road, properly maintained, fairly safe.
I mean, if you look at the amount of money we spend, Kenyans spend on having one for the road. You know, before you hit that road.
Who can actually afford one for the road.